Good morning and welcome to CityLine, and it is a beautiful morning out there. We finally got the weather we all have been hoping for. This morning is Thursday, April 26th, and we are live every Thursday morning. We have a really diverse and well-rounded show for you. Later on in the hour, we'll be talking with Tacoma Little Theater, and they are here to talk about their current production of Pillow Man. And I want you to know ahead of time that Pillow Man is a production that is PG-13 for ages 13 on up. So for you parents that may have little ones in the room, on that final segment, you certainly would like to excuse them from the room. Tacoma Historical Home Tour is here. Mayor Barsma and Brian and Kim are here to talk about these beautiful homes that you walk by and always want to know more about. Well, this is the segment to find out. And then Helen and Michelle are here, Emergency Food Network, two of my favorite people, to talk about what's happening right now with Emergency Food Network and how you can help be a part of the solution to end food insecurity here in our beautiful city. And then with me right now is the TPU STEM Academy. And you may be thinking, what is that? Well, let's find out. Please join me in welcoming back another fabulous friendly face, Mr. Elvin Bucu. You are the Director of Operations for the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
All right, put it up.
All right.
Sock cam, you got it up? Oh, look at that. Elvin, you are amazing.
They made me do this.
Yeah, well, this is on our show now. We have shoe cam and sock cam.
That's right.
It was perfect. So thank you for bringing the water lilies around your lake this
No
morning.
problem.
Speaking of beauty, Erika Tucci, hello, my love.
Hello.
You are the Community Affairs Manager for Tacoma Public Utilities. It's so great to have you.
Wonderful to be here.
Couch.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this. So Erika, I mean, I'm going to do some background here. Tacoma Public Utilities and the Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound. You guys have been long-time community partners. This is not a new dance that you're doing. And the latest initiative has taken things to the next level, which is so beautiful, with the development of the TPU STEM Academy. So, Erika, what is the TPU STEM Academy?
Yeah, so TPU Academy this year for us was a pilot project that we partnered with the Boys and Girls Club to test out. Tacoma Public Utilities, we provide power, water, short-line railroad service here to the citizens of Tacoma. And what we're looking to do is help the kiddos in our community understand we've got a lot of really cool jobs.
Yes.
Some they may have never heard of, some that they may have, and some of those have STEM education related to them. And so we developed this pilot. It was 7 weeks. Each of the divisions got a day to come in and interact with the kids, do experiments, get hands-on, and teach them a little bit about what we do in hopes that we can see them in our future.
Oh my gosh, and this video is just fabulous. There was something oh, look at this. Okay, I love these cranes out at the port. I always want to go up in them, but I also know enough about STEM to know that there isn't anything in our city that you don't need STEM skills for.
Right, yep.
Even when you are driving through and maybe you're getting grumpy about traffic, those people have to have a solid knowledge of math and logistics, in addition to risking their life out there filling in the potholes. So look at this. This is incredible. What are we seeing right here?
Yeah, so this was the field trip we took them to Tacoma Rail. So they got to drive the rail simulator. They actually got to climb up in the cab of a locomotive, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. I want to do this.
Yeah, and they got to talk to the mechanics and open up all the compartments in the locomotive, see how they work, ask lots of really great questions, learn about how rail contributes to the economy and growth here in Tacoma.
Which is huge. We have a huge history of rail.
Yep.
Oh, there's Mayor Woodard's.
Yep, and this is our graduation. So at the end, they got a graduation ceremony with Director McCrae of the Utilities and Mayor Woodard's and some of our executive team staff, and got an hour's worth of Q&A with both female leaders. So yeah, it was just a fantastic 7 weeks. I'm not quite sure who had more fun, the adults or the kids.
When are you
That's
doing
a
it
good
again?
question.
What was that?
When are you doing this again?
That is a good question.
I want to sign up. And because I've always wanted to see what was inside of a locomotive.
It was pretty cool.
I couldn't even tell you what it looked like, and that was the first one I've ever seen inside of it. I mean, in my 54 years of being here on this earth, I mean, and look at these. Look at this. I mean, this is life changing for these kids. This is those moments, and they say, when did you first think you wanted to, be a locomotive engineer? Well, there was this beautiful opportunity back when I was. And by the way, how old are these children?
Middle school.
Middle school, very impressionable age, where you really will help them to understand that if they want to get the great grades, it's up to them. And if you want to be a locomotive engineer, you better pay attention.
Yep.
This is incredible. Okay, so Elvin, the last couple times you've been with our show, we talked about program impact and partnerships.
Right.
What's happened since then?
Well,
This.
an example of
Gee,
it,
have you
right?
slept yet?
It's good not sleeping, right? We're planning great programs for kids. Ultimately, I say this a lot, we deal with relationships. I mean, that's the kind of product of a Boys and Girls Club program, is ultimately connecting caring adults with kids. We don't have the contact expertise as TPU does, and the passion that we saw from their staff. They're sharing what they do, they're sharing their lives. That's really what the Boys and Girls Club does as well. We just couldn't do it at such a high level without partners like TPU.
So it's what we would call buying power, and it's resources and relationships.
That's right.
So if someone says, why do you partner with TPU? It's like, well, bada bing, bada boom. Why wouldn't we partner with TPU?
Right, and part of it is TPU is local. They're serving their own community. We're trying to build that within our own kids. We talk a lot about great futures and helping kids be, their own boss or in their own community. So a lot of these experiences hopefully will lead them to local businesses.
So Erika, I think about the Boys and Girls Club and TPU. I kind of think about it like REI and Nordstrom's. They're kind of in the same business, but they have different customers.
Sure.
And TPU, with their leverage and their community connections and their diverse appeal, could pick anybody to partner with.
Right.
Why the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah, so for us at Tacoma Public Utilities, we've actually had a decades-long relationship with the Boys and Girls Club. Through our employee volunteer program, we host a bowl-a-thon every year that raises anywhere between $15,000 and $20,000 to support the good works that they're doing.
Okay.
So for us, we've recognized early on that they are doing incredible, innovative, intentional work to help support the kids in our community, in addition to what's happening inside the school system. We already have programs in the school system, and so we were looking for a place where we could be a little bit more creative, where we weren't curriculum constrained, where we could come in and test something and try it out and get hands-on, be a little non-traditional. They've already got established partnerships with the Tacoma School District where they've got measures and metrics about work they're doing with the kids over the summer to get them boosted up for their next year. So if the Tacoma School District trusts them, we trust them too.
Oh, and the Tacoma School District, I mean, with the success rate that we are building every single year.
Absolutely.
This was a match made in heaven for the two of you. So what surprised you the most about this program? This is a question for both of you. So go ahead, Elvin. What surprised you?
You saw some of the pictures of the program. What surprised me most is the engagement of young girls in the program. I mean, we didn't necessarily, it was a kind of, in our early conversations, we wanted to talk about how do we get more girls involved in STEM, and I know that's
I first wanted to say thank you very much for that. Thank you.
No, and in the graduation, at least, the vast majority were girls. So that's something that, again, it's exposure to new experiences, to new markets, to maybe kids or demographic who hasn't seen that or hasn't had as much maybe family experience in those fields. So that was what surprised me the most. And they, from beginning to completion, were engaged the entire time. So that was pretty cool.
You hit the vein there. You hit that mother lode right there of girls going, yeah, I'm going to get behind that locomotive.
Right.
Move
Right.
over. What about you? What surprised you?
Yeah, for us, I mean, I think we got the outcomes in the STEM and the career exploration that we were looking for. What surprised, what we weren't anticipating was how this program helped us form better relationship with kids that may have a stressful experience with us already. So we provide power, we provide water, and some families are struggling to pay those bills, and that creates a really stressful experience in the household that oftentimes the kids are aware of.
Certainly.
So for example, the first day, we've got all the TPU Academy instructors in the room, we've got all the kids in the room, we're getting ready to start, and the first question is, are you the ones that come to our house and turn our power off?
Oh,
And
Erika.
so for us, it was in the room going, yeah, yes, okay. So of course, in that moment, we switched to, yes, let's talk about resources. Let's talk about ways we can help in that immediate crisis. If you know somebody that's struggling, please tell them to call us because we really want to help them. But furthermore, for us, it was more intentional of, okay, we're doubling down on being mentors for these kids, being their friends, so that if there's any way on their education journey that we can be a support or a resource for them, we hope that we're the people that they call.
That is heart-wrenching, but also heart-opening. Did you anticipate that was going to come up, or did that get you guys totally out of the blue?
No, totally out of the blue, but
Wow.
in hindsight, you kind of go, yep, should have seen that.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but
Yeah.
also at the same time, how beautiful for you to be able to say, here we sit in a city that has beautiful wraparound services. So the next time this question comes up, what can we do differently, maybe to track those
Sure,
families?
absolutely.
And to connect them with, whatever kind of assistance or energy saving programs we need, because you would be the ones to do it.
Exactly.
My gosh. Okay, so what's the biggest highlight for you, Elvin?
For me was the TPU team itself. We had our early planning meetings. We know Erika, and we know some of her core team.
Yes.
But I swear there was a board table with about 15 to 20 seats, of which the majority were TPU staff members.
Wow.
Working with kids is not their full-time gig, but they were hyped. They were passionate about their own expertise and being able to share with kids. That was the highlight, and we want partners like that there's engagement at multiple levels.
I want to follow up to this because I want to ask you before you answer the question. So if I was working for TPU, and I have a background as a teacher, and I wanted to be involved with this, can your employees just volunteer to be a part of this experience?
That's a good question, and that's something that we're going to evaluate.
Yeah.
We handpicked some folks, but we didn't really go, hey,
Do you like kids?
Yeah, are you into kids? And we had the best instructors. I mean, they were in there, and a lot of them female. A lot of them female in non-traditional jobs, and they were fantastic.
All right, so what was the highlight for you?
For us, I think it was what the kids taught us. We've got a generation that looks at things very differently than some of us older folks. And so
right.
there were just moments along the way where the kids would ask these innocent questions, but they were such eye-openers for us. When we were at Rail, we're touring around these mechanical facilities that have been there for decades, right, and probably haven't changed. We get back into the boardroom and into Q&A, and one of the young ladies raises her hand and says, well, I've seen all these men at work signs, but don't you care about the women? Where are the women at work signs? And we're all going, oh yeah,
Love that.
Of course that makes sense. So for us, it helps us stop and think, okay, are there subliminal messages that we need to change that
Absolutely.
help invite these girls to think about
Yeah,
jobs with
because
us?
this is the Me Too Time's Up generation, and they're aware of it. So, wow, there we go. Last 30 seconds. Elvin, what's next for the TPU STEM Academy?
Hopefully do a little bit more.
Part 2.
Successful pilot, part 2, right? And so we'll be in talks and seeing
All
where
right.
we can spread it throughout Tacoma. maybe
As
a little bit.
I always say to you, please feel free to bring one of these precious angels in with you
Absolutely.
and put them on the
That's a good
couch between the two of you, and let's talk to one of them about their experience and what they learned, and maybe how it's going to change how they view their life. But can I just say thank you to you both and the huge teams that you represent that are not here right now. This program gives me hope. It warms my heart. And the feeling I have right now, I'm going to use that before I go to bed at nighttime so I don't worry so much. So thank you for just adding such beauty to our city. You two hit it out of the park today. So I want to see you back in a month.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good.
Sounds good.
When we come back after just a little bit of musical chairs in these seats, we will have Helen and Michelle to talk about the Hunger Walk. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.